Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Quick announcement before we get to our video. I've been invited to attend MagicCon Las Vegas as a creator. Huge thanks to all of you for supporting this channel. It wouldn't be possible without you. I'll be there all 3 days playing Commander, so if you see me, be sure to say hi. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Medmen. Huge thanks to Medmen and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Medmen reached out asking for a deck built around Winota Joiner of Forces, and he wanted the deck to be high power without going into CEDH. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Winota Joiner of Forces is a 4-mana 4/4 legendary human warrior. Whenever a non-human creature we control attacks, we look at the top 6 cards of our library. We may then put a human creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn. We then put the other cards on the bottom of our library in a random order. Winota quickly took over numerous formats and was banned from almost all of them just months after coming out. It is very easy to see why. Winota is a powerful commander, and so she deserves a very powerful deck. Now, Medman said he had no budget restrictions on this deck, but he asked that I not include a couple of cards simply because he didn't own them. He also mentioned that he wanted to keep the deck high power and not go into CEDH. CEDH versions of Winota are usually stacks decks. They slow the game down for the opponent and eventually snowball out of control, dumping massive boards full of indestructible creatures that most CEDH decks aren't prepared to defend against. But since we're going for high power, I decided to focus on damage and keep the stacks to a minimum. That being said, we need more than damage and stacks to build a commander deck. Now would be a good time to review our handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. As I'm sure you've heard by now, this channel is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. One of my favorite products Ultimate Guard has is their Xenoskin Omnihive. Years ago, when my family would all go play Standard together, we would bring all of our decks inside of Xenoskin Omnihives. We could fit everyone's decks, spare tokens and dice, and everyone's playmats into 2 of these massive boxes. Well, the new ones are here, and instead of 5 60-card decks or 4 commander decks, these can fit 8 commander decks or 10 60-card decks. This thing is massive, and I can't wait to finish filling it up with my decks. Find out if your local game store carries Ultimate Guard products, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. One more thing before we get started. I've been streaming Final Fantasy XIV over on my other channel, Musings by Danon, every weekday in the afternoons. If you want to pop in and ask some questions, chat about Commander, or just hang out, you're more than welcome to. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Cavern of Souls, Arid Mesa, Scalding Tarn, Marsh Flats, Bloodstained Mire, Flooded Strand, Sacred Foundry, Spectator Seating, Sundown Pass, Clifftop Retreat, Alpine Meadow, Sacred Peaks, Battlefield Forge, Needleverge Pathway, Temple of Triumph, Scavenger Grounds, Rogue's Passage, Castle Ardenvale, Den of the Bugbear, Dwarven Mine, Field of the Dead, 3 mountains, 3 snow-covered mountains, 3 plains, and 3 snow-covered plains make up our land base for this deck. Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Lotus Petal, Mana Vault, Ornithopter of Paradise, Boros Signet, Talisman of Conviction, Mind Stone, Chrome Mox, Smothering Tithe, Dockside Extortionist, Felwar Stone, and Oketra's Monument make up our mana ramp package. Imperial Recruiter, Esper Sentinel, Archivist of Ogma, Ranger Captain of Eos, Enlightened Tutor, Jeska's Will, Scroll Rack, Sun Titan, and Wheel of Misfortune make up our card advantage package. Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, Deflecting Swat, Boros Charm, Abrade, Generous Gift, Flawless Maneuver, Chaos Warp, Teferi's Protection, and Bolt Bend help us keep our opponents in line. Blasphemous Act and Farewell allow us to reset the board as needed. Arnie Metalbrow, Blade Historian, Legion Warboss, Goblin Rabblemaster, Loyal Apprentice, Combat Celebrant, Angrath's Marauders, Ginger Brute, Phoenix Chick, Rionia Fire Dancer, Lena Selfless Champion, Zealous Conscripts, Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker, Gold Knight Commander, Greymond Avacyn Stewart, Raise the Alarm, Dragon Fodder, Assemble the Legion, Chandra Acolyte of Flame, Mirage Phalanx, and Breath of Fury make up the core of our deck and how we plan on winning. To support that plan, we've also got Alseid of Life's Bounty, Mother of Runes, Giver of Runes, Boromir Warden of the Tower, and Skrelv Deflector Might as protection, as well as Embercleave, and a Chroma's Will to help us close out games. Now that we have our deck list, we should compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 35 lands and 15 pieces of ramp, right on target. 10 pieces of card advantage, counting our commander. 10 pieces of interaction, 2 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Scavenger Grounds and Farewell, 1 sudden I win card in a Chroma's Will. Giving all of our creatures double strike, flying, lifelink, and basically every other keyword in white means we probably win out of nowhere. But I would say that the key card in this deck is probably Scroll Rack. Having the ability to put humans back on top of our library from our hand, so that Winota can throw them into combat, makes our deck function that much better. Anytime you have a commander that cares about the top of the deck, having the ability to consistently control the top of your library is always powerful. Do you have a Winota deck? Or does your group consider her too powerful? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jariah, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alex, Daniel, Steve, Kevin, Alex, Cookie, Nick, Borgie, Jake, Exiled Rogue, Medmen, and Manassas. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.